making the start of this so awkward. But hi everyone.
Hi everyone. I was getting ready to say hi everyone, but it was just this little yay.
I did
Hello,
exactly
everyone.
the same thing. Welcome back.
Welcome to Karen, I've already forgotten the name.
ThisBee Unfiltered.
ThisBee Unfiltered number
Yeah,
two.
number
ThisBee
two.
Unfiltered number 2.
Festive edition, I think is what we're called. Is it
Festive edition? Yes, festive
Yeah.
edition.
Part
Karen,
2.
I actually have on a Christmas tree. I should stand up because nobody can see it.
I
I'm
am
sitting
so
here
proud of you.
Getting really hot the whole time, and nobody's gonna be able to see. Ta-da! Christmas jumper.
I love it.
So yeah, my mother bought this for me. I have no idea where it's from. It probably says on the label, but my mother bought this for me.
Oh.
I don't do the
It's
Christmas
lovely.
jumper thing. You know I don't do the Christmas jumper thing. But my mum bought this for me. I wore it to Tokyo Disneyland a few years ago, maybe. I don't think it was last year. I
wow.
think it was the year before.
Was it cold?
Yeah, it was freezing. It was like a...
Okay.
Oh, I remember actually. Because I had this underneath. I had on because it was the time I went with my brother, and I had on the Wreck-It Ralph. What was it? Ralph Breaks the Internet. So I had Ralph Breaks the Internet T-shirt on underneath, the Mulan one from when they do the princess.
Oh yeah.
Pajama party, and nobody got to see it apart from the time that we went to the restaurant. That was the only time that I think I showed the T-shirt.
I hate that when you have like something really nice. Oftentimes for me it's the opposite, right? You're in Orlando and you've got a lovely long sleeve top or something and nobody gets to see it because it's too hot.
Exactly. And so I had that on. I had this over and then my big puffy jacket, but I think it was like 3 degrees or something. It was really so I think I was mostly just wearing puffy jacket. That puffy jacket I have as well is like really old. I really need to replace it. Oh my
Mine
god.
is also kind of hidden, but it is a reindeer.
It's fancy.
This is just from New Look actually, and I am a Christmas jumper person.
You are a Christmas jumper person.
But this is a nice one because it's really light. And, you know, that's the thing about Christmas jumpers. They are so warm and sweaty.
I know, I'm a little bit worried. And I do have a T-shirt on underneath. So I'm like,
Oh, what are you doing?
At what point am I just going to sit here and start going, look, Karen, I'm sorry. This is too much.
Also, I am so impressed that not only do you have a Christmas jumper on, Natasha, but you have a Christmas tree in the background.
And this way.
A very Natasha Christmas tree.
It's on the projector. We bought a projector. I've wanted a projector for so long. I had wanted a projector for so long. And when we went to Japan earlier this year, I was like, okay, that's it. We're buying a projector. And if you go to Japan, they have in Yodobashi Camera, which is, they have loads of massive big tech stores, right? And my favorite is this tech store called Yodobashi Camera. And in their big stores, they have a projector room. And so you can just go and sit there and just look at the projectors. And we were like fully intending on buying one, right? But then we worked out that actually Epson, the people who make really good projectors, and they're used in the the Team Lab, big Team Lab events or the big Team Lab art installations. They use Epson projectors as well, but they're cheaper in the UK.
Okay.
So I came back home and bought one here instead, and I love it. Like I know it sits over the TV. Like you can see the TV there as well. But somebody plays games in our house and somebody else watches something on the projector. So there you go.
I love that. I love that you have the two. And like a projector is so handy.
It is bad. Like it's just awful. Like it's like
Don't you
Times
find,
Square
though-
in here half the time.
Don't you find those these days? Like I have to have like multiple things happening, you know, like I'm working but like the TV's on in the background, or like I'm editing but like something else is happening, or like I'm watching, you know, a YouTube video but I'm also like, you know, cleaning my kitchen,
doing Insta and like I'm reading stuff on. I think that's really common now. I think lots of people are doing two things at the same time. I always do that, and then the problem is that one of the things I find is sometimes I just miss stuff. So we watch a guy on Twitch. He's building a Mario game at the moment. So he's taken some engine that somebody else has built. Yeah, this is like really popular. So if you really liked old Mario games, like old platform Mario games, there's loads of them that exist online which are made by fans. And so he's making one, and I just I sit there and I just start to like browse on Insta, read the news, and I just like completely miss stuff that he's doing.
I know.
And then like Liam's like,
that
was really cool, and I'm just like, oh wait, what? I would totally miss that because I was staring at my phone again. So,
yeah, and I'm really bad. I'm one of those people that like, if I say I take my phone out, right, and I start looking at it, I can so tunnel vision that like I like something amazing could happen on the TV and I won't even notice. And just like with you, like my boyfriend would be like, did you not just see that thing? And I'm like, I literally might have only looked away for like 20 seconds, but for those 20 seconds, I was oblivious to anything else that happened in the room.
Yeah. I know, it's exactly the same. So like I'm trying to put phone down a little bit more, trying. But we do still often have both on. So we'll usually have Twitch on the projector and somebody playing video games on the big TV. And then there's this computer, which I'm in front of right now, which is sometimes the other person might be playing video games on. So it's a bit much. Anyway, today, Karen, we were going to talk about festive food.
And we've both got a mince pie.
Yeah, look, I'm a bit... Karen, oh my God, how does yours look so good? Right, okay. So, like, I got mine in a bowl. Look, it exploded a bit.
But, like, they never come out of the microwave looking good, but they taste great. I don't have a microwave, which is why mine is, like, fully formed and held its shape, but it's also cold, so...
Oh, I love having mine in a bowl as well.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit nervous. I wanted to have it on a plate so I could show you guys, but I'm so messy that I'm like, this is a bad idea. Because I'm definitely going to get... Oh, so I've got brandy... It's not brandy butter. It's brandy sauce.
Cream or
like
sauce?
It's kind of like a creamy sauce, but it's not like really heavy like a cream.
So nom. I saw in Marks and Spencer's you can apparently buy some at the moment that you bake. But they're so popular, they've like sold out everywhere. So you get them and they're not baked yet. And you put them in the oven and bake them. It's such good... I know it's not hard. It's not hard to make them. Just get some shortbread pastry and some mince, and then you can just put them into like a little cupcake casing thing. But I'm lazy and I want other people to do it.
So funny story about mince pies. If you've seen, like, it would have been 2 years ago, I sent a package over to my friend Jen, who lives in America. She lives in Atlanta, and I gave her mince pies with no context. Like, I just basically sent her like very British and Irish Christmas things, and she's a vegetarian, and so was just like, she was looking at it, just being like, is there meat in this? Like, is it minced meat in the pie? But then she was like, but no, but she knows I'm a vegetarian. And then she was reading the packaging and, it says like, that it's just raisins and currants and things. But I think that was a very common misconception. Like, that a lot of people, even I think my sister said to me, she thought so as a kid as well, thought that there was actual meat in a mince pie, which, I mean, it's fair enough.
So I can't remember where the term mince comes from, but I know a long time ago there used to be suet. So there'll be a lot of suet in mince pies, and suet is made from animal products, right? So there's something in suet. I can't remember what suet is. Now I have to look it up because there's a browser right in front of me. But there's suet there used to be suet inside mince pies, and so they used to be not vegetarian, but they are vegetarian now.
Yeah, because now a lot of them will like clearly say these are like vegetarian.
Exactly.
And that's probably to show that they don't have.
Yeah, I think it was an animal fat, like some kind of animal fat that used to get used in mince pies. But I don't know if that's where the word mince comes, because we don't call this mince meat, mince stuffing? I thought but whatever's inside is mince.
I think historically it used to have like either like what you said, what you call it?
Suet. Sorry, I never pronounced my T's properly. So
suet.
S-U-E-T.
But also like maybe I thought I heard someone say like a long time ago it actually used to be meat, like it used to be a mince pie.
It's the raw hard fat of beef or mutton found in loins and kidneys. But yeah, I mean, it could have been. But I got confused the other day. I did the opposite thing. I went to Marks and Spencer's and I was walking around and I saw mince pies, and I didn't read the word in the middle because they were mince pork pies, but I walked to them and I was like, oh, mince pies, they look a bit different. And I looked at them and then it was like, mince pork pies. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
No, not with a vegetarian in the house.
The other way. No meat here. So yeah, I don't know. What do you want to talk about food today? Christmas food?
Oh, definitely Christmas food. But I was going to say as well, I was saying I have brandy cream, and in the same vein as when I sent over mince pies to Jen, this year I sent her brandy butter, and that's also not a thing. Like,
makes sense.
I don't know if it's just a British Irish thing or like a European thing, but brandy butter, you'd have like with mince pies or with Christmas pudding. And you have to. I'll link her video. Actually, Natasha, you'll have to link her video down below. But like, imagine, I guess, never having heard of brandy butter and discovering it, and it's like butter with booze that goes with like
butter
sweet cakes,
with booze and sugar,
and it's like boozy butter. It's just. It's such an amazing discovery, and it's not something that like I really enjoyed as a kid, but as an adult.
I think if you really kids aren't always as fond of it. Oh, I'm just like really cautious. I've got like mince pie all over my face now. I think if you're really if kids, a lot of kids don't like Christmas pudding and mince pies, and the flavors are quite similar. So I guess for people who don't have them, so there's a lot of dried fruits. There's a lot of dried apricots, raisins, sultanas. I don't know if it's raisins, but anyway, like dried grapes of some form, and apricots, and it's usually stewed in alcohol, right, for some kind of long amount of time. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
And then we put, and that's what makes up the mince part of the mince pie, and then we put it inside a pastry, which creates mince pie, or mix it with cake ingredients, which creates the Christmas pudding. And so, and not many other places around the world have it, but if you have it with brandy butter or brandy cream or brandy sauce, I think brandy cream is supposed to be like brandy and cream. Brandy sauce is supposed to be like a custardy type of sauce with brandy in it. So lots of people would then heat it up like a custard. That's why my mum would heat it up like a custard, and have it with Christmas pudding. Or we don't actually have a Christmas pudding. I need to sort that stuff out. I need to get that stuff sorted.
So, okay, let's start with ourselves, and then we can go to some of the responses we got on Instagram. But in terms of, like, all of the festive food, what's, like, some of your favorites? So we can do maybe savory first and then do sweet.
So, weirdly, probably a lot of my favorites are going to be meaty things, which is not usually the case with me. But, so my mother would make... actually, my mother does all the cooking usually at Christmas, and she's amazing. And she'd do a pigs in blanket kind of thing, like little sausages wrapped in bacon. Like, oh my goodness, so good. We usually have 2 different kinds of stuffing. I think I said last time that what tends to happen around Christmas is because she wants to make turkey, and some other people in the family want to have turkey, but lots of people in my family don't have turkey, so we have beef as well. So there's like 2 roasts going on at the same time. Like there's the turkey and then there's the beef. So there'll be Yorkshire puddings kicking around. But usually because of that, there'll also be a couple of stuffings as well. Sausage stuffing. I love sausage stuffing. It's just all things involving like just like sausage meat. So it's like sausage stuffing, sausages. I like get it. All of the meat comes out at Christmas.
You have your annual meat feast.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. I'm done for the year. Like I've eaten all the meat at Christmas, and I now don't need to eat anything else. I'm trying to think of other like veggies or stuff. Actually, do you know what? One of the big veggies that came from living with Liam that we weren't having beforehand was roasted sprouts. So beforehand we used to like veggies were just a thing that you'd have on the side, right? They were always fine, but like we didn't make a big deal out of vegetable dishes. But recently the whole roasted sprouts thing, I kind of get really into it. So
really
roasting Brussels sprouts, a lot of oil.
Do they get crispy then if you roast them?
Yes, they get they're crispy on the outside and they're squishy on the inside, and they're like these. And I like cabbage anyway. And what is a sprout? It's basically a little cabbage, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, steamed, I'm not a fan. But
no, like steamed, them. Boiled, like no.
Exactly. Roast them, chili flakes, and if you're not vegetarian, then bacon. Oh, you can get bacon things which you can put over it, like veggie vegan bacon substitute. But
that's it. Bacon does make it delicious.
And they're just like, I got so addicted to them. At one point, I was just buying packets of sprouts and just roasting them and eating them after Christmas because I was like, oh my God, they were so good.
So like on your Christmas dinner plate, what's your highlight? Like what's your favorite item?
I think probably the little sausages with the bacon wrapped around. I think probably like they're the things. It's just like, let's go. Like those are the things that I absolutely love. And then if oh my goodness, I almost totally forgot. I really love parsnips, like honey parsnips. Oh, I adore honey parsnips. And I do like them being very sweet. I like them being very sweet.
honey parsnip. I don't know if maybe we have had parsnips actually a few times, but honey carrots is what I love on a roast dinner
So
or
good.
like on Christmas dinner. But our Christmas dinner, I guess, is a bit different to yours. So we wouldn't have Yorkshire puddings. We wouldn't have pigs in blankets. They're two very British things. We would have turkey.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, true. We would have turkey and ham. So like we'd have a honey glazed ham or like a crumbed ham and a turkey. And then my dad actually does garlic potatoes, like a potato gratin kind of style, like really creamy, has a lovely crispy layer on top. They're like, that's
awesome.
the highlight. That's the thing that everyone's like making sure they get their portion of garlic potatoes. And then like we'll have some good veg, like some honey carrots and stuff. But I think for me the highlight's probably the potatoes, which maybe it's just the Irish in me.
Yeah,
talking.
I think the rest. Well, I don't know. I think the rest of my family would say the roast. I'm not like. Actually, I really do like the roast potatoes, and I'll have a few. But my brother adores them, and actually, I think everybody else in my family adores them. And of course, they're veggies, so Liam loves them as well. And I think, it was. I remember, what was it? There was some reason why we switched up the oil that was being used for the potatoes. Oh, I remember one of my friends came round. She's a very good cook that I went to university with. She came round to our house and we were having like a friend Christmas meal, and she was like, do you have any vegetable oil? And we just didn't have any vegetable oil in. I know it sounds weird, we were just using different kind of oils at that time. She's like, okay, how are we going to make roast potatoes without vegetable oil? So I was like, I have no idea. So she's like, what other oils you got? So it's like, okay, so we'll use groundnut oil, because it depends at what what like boiling point or the heating, how the oil heats, right? So she was like, okay, look, probably groundnut oil is the thing that you have which is going to be most suitable, so let's use this. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And so my whole family has used that. So Victoria, like, thank you. Because we buy groundnut oil now to use with roast potatoes because it was so good. Like, it was so weird.
I know, like, I think sometimes we've used things like goose fat and stuff, like, or duck fat. Yeah. But then also groundnut oil we use if we're making fried chicken. So it's the best oil to do your fried chicken in. It's so good. It really makes a difference. Yeah, but like it's pretty horrific, like how much you have to use to do fried chicken. You're like you get like those bottles like from Tesco, and it's like the whole thing. Like
we're actually kind of like we are pretty liberal with our oil. We use quite a lot in everything. Like it's not, and we don't cook as much with vegetable oil. We do have it, but we if it says a splash of olive oil, it's not really a splash.
No, it's like, but then if you ever watch like people like Gordon Ramsay or like Jamie Oliver, they'll be like, splash of oil.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that's pretty
not
much
a splash.
It.
I'm like, if I got splashed with that, I'd be soaked.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of. I don't know. I think it all balances out gradually in the end. If you pull too much back on it, then you'll replace that with other things later. So it's like we just go for it. And that's us.
Especially at Christmas.
Oh my god, yeah. And so I'm trying to think, like, Liam might say, well, we were talking about cheese day last time, and Liam would be all over the cheese thing. Like that's that would be his favorite. He said, what's your favorite food at Christmas? Like it will be favorite savory food. We're like cheese counts as a savory food. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I think
desserty time, but it's not a sweet thing. So but yeah, he would say cheese, and Stilton in particular.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to try. I don't know, for this Christmas it's going to be weird, right? Because this Christmas we're going to be at home, and of course, because Liam's vegetarian, he'll always have a nut roast, and often we'll make a nut roast. But don't you ever made a nut roast? But it takes forever, and I'm not entirely too sure how Liam's dad used to do this. Liam's dad absolutely loves mushrooms, and Liam does not like mushrooms. Lots of people don't like mushrooms. It's quite a common thing. Bit of a pain in the butt when you're vegetarian and you don't like mushrooms.
Yeah, because a lot of the vegetarian options are mushroom.
Exactly. Yeah. And in all fairness, I'm like not a massive fan either. It's very, very common to not like mushrooms. So so Liam's dad would make 2 nut roasts, one for Liam and whoever else didn't like mushrooms, and then one for him, which had like a lot of mushrooms in it. And so this time, now we're at home, we're like, okay, do we make a nut roast? And And I don't know if we will. Like, I know it sounds a bit sad because of the situation, but I just don't think we're gonna
Why don't you try somewhere like, you know, like an M&S or a Waitrose? I bet they have some of those like tray versions.
Oh yeah. M&S has M&S has actually been really good. So last year we got a couple of nut roasts from M&S, and I think probably we're gonna do a very similar thing and just make sure that they don't have any mushrooms in them. And not actually bother making our own. For two of us, it might not be as worth it. But nut roasts are really good if you haven't had it. It's like a very fancy stuffing. So if you're into stuffing and you want more stuffing, then try a nut roast. So it's very similar to that. It's not a substitute for the meat, I don't think. It's if you want a substitute for the meat, then like that you need to find something else. But as an accompaniment to like a meal, it's a Christmas meal that's really good.
And then I guess in terms of like sweet stuff, saying like not just like Christmas Day, but like the build up to Christmas. I'm trying to think like what my favorite things are, but I have so many. surely one of your millions of advent calendars. Yeah, so like I love Lindt chocolate. That's my favorite. But I'm trying to think of like things, you know, that come around just at Christmas time. So one of my favorites is the Kimberly Elite biscuits. They're Jacob's biscuits. But they don't do them here, even though Jacob's is a brand here. But they will sell them in like international aisles and stuff, like in Sainsbury's and that. But in Ireland, like, I mean, they're as popular as Roses and like Quality Street. There'll be tins of the Jacob's Elite biscuits.
What are they called? Jacob's Elite biscuits. I'm gonna look them up.
Kimberly Elite is what we would just call them, but it's Jacob's is actually the brand. But yeah, they're just so good. I sent some over to Jen as well. They're basically like a gingerbread kind of crumbly biscuit with a marshmallow center covered in chocolate.
That sounds awesome.
They're so good. And they come like individually wrapped. They just like the name is appropriate, Elite. Like they just feel like very decadent. Like they're really filling biscuits.
And you only have it at Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, they're available all year round, but they only ever do the big tins of them at Christmas.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So like you can probably find them, but they wouldn't be all over the shelves. But at Christmas time, they're like everywhere. Awesome. And you'd expect every household to have like a good tin of Kimberly Elites.
I would like some Kimberly Elites for my tea, please. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's very fancy. But yeah, I love them. Yeah, that's like, and also like Christmas Day, there's kind of a bit of a tradition that we whip open a selection box. Yeah. And have a few bars like for breakfast.
We do the thing on Christmas. We do the chocolate for Christmas morning as well. Like I've been a little bit better since living with Liam, but when we were little, it would just be like we'd always get gold coins. Gold coins you always get at Christmas. Yeah, my mother would always give us gold coins at Christmas. Yeah, chocolate coins at Christmas.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a British thing, and to give. Oh, Liam's here. Liam, did you get gold coins at Christmas?
Yeah, I don't think as regularly as you though.
Yeah, not as regularly as me apparently. Like gold coins all the time. But yes, I think maybe it's a British thing. So
I know we definitely have had them. Like I've seen gold coins around Christmas, but it wasn't like an every year thing.
Always,
you might get some in your stocking.
Always, the stocking.
Really?
So like, well, inside a stocking, always gold coins, always an orange.
Would you always get a selection box? Why an orange?
I don't know what the deal with the orange is.
That is a traditional thing or something.
Yeah, there's some reason why you get an orange. So as long as I didn't get coal, I was fine. But there was always a reason.
I just have a weird feeling like
for an orange.
I feel like I might have got an orange sometime. My parents will probably comment and let us know.
There's the thing. There is definitely a thing with the oranges. That's just brought
like a little flashback. So either I've seen it on someone's vlog or something, or I also had an orange as a child.
I mean, you tend to put oranges in mulled wine, right? So that's another thing. True. That's another thing. But yeah, as kids, we used to get selection boxes from family members. So family members, and it was weird because, like, obviously we at least on my dad's side, we were quite a big family. When my dad is one of six, I know that's not big for some parents. You know, have loads and loads of brothers and sisters. My dad is one of six, and so the aunties and uncles often be like, "What do we buy the kids?" And honestly, the kids want selection boxes. That's what they want. I was like, just
It's
you know,
true.
don't bother spending like 20-30 quid on like whatever. Just
And they'd
buy them
always
a
be
£6
wrapped up in
selection
like
box.
it's like why have you wrapped them up like we know they're selection boxes?
just give me the selection box. But no, I haven't had selection box in a really long time. I real fancy my chocolate. You know
You
me, Karen.
don't.
It's I
I still get a selection box every year.
But like those traditions I really love. Like that's really cool.
Yeah.
So and I'll get chocolate coins this year for sure. Like that will definitely happen. My
Yeah.
mum will get, or she'll get them to us in some way. Like I was
I
actually
feel like
speaking to
we
my
should-
brother about this, like about Christmas presents, because we were like, I was like, do I just send you your Christmas present from the retailer? Because like because of all this stuff, he's like, I might just send you your Christmas present. I was like, okay, good. Like direct
Okay.
from like if
Okay.
you buy it from Amazon, send it from Amazon, or
Yeah,
Disney
yeah,
Store,
yeah.
like, send it from Disney
Packaged
Store.
in a really pretty parcel.
I know, it's nice parcel, nice.
They should
invoice,
actually
say exactly how much
that
it
would
is.
be something that would actually be quite popular if they could offer like packaging this time of year, especially this year.
That would be cool. Yeah, if
That,
it's like if
that seems like quite a sensible offering for like retailers to do this year, is to actually
Exactly.
package
That
things
would be
and
good.
add a little like digital like a printed message or
because
something.
you could do it for Hotel Chocolat, that they do that, and so
do
for chocolate,
they?
like big chocolate retailers, and
makes sense.
obviously for flower deliveries as well. You could say these flowers are like not for me, because
Yeah.
often you're buying flowers for somebody else, so you want to send the little card and no
Yeah.
price on it, right? So
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I got my boyfriend a scarf for his birthday, and I ordered that. I actually delivered it to myself though, but
Yeah.
I did get it in a gift box, and like
Yeah.
so that would work as well. But yeah, I think like retailers could definitely make a few extra quid doing that
it's
this
like
year.
give us a quid and we'll wrap it nicely.
Yeah.
And then not having to do wrapping. I actually used to really love wrapping, but yeah, it's takes a decent amount of time. If you have some
Oh, I'll
time,
still
it's
have
beautifully
loads of wrapping.
therapeutic. So
I also have loads of wrapping to do because like me and Rachel go a little bit mad, like
yeah,
and we get like we tend to spend a bit on each other, but also get lots of things as opposed to like
Yeah.
a big present. Like we'll get lots of individual things. So yeah, there'll be a lot of wrapping for her stuff this year.
for
And we
time
tend
to
get
come.
yeah. I actually don't mind it. Like you say, it's therapeutic. You just
Yeah.
chill and like do your wrapping.
If you put something good on the TV that you don't need to pay too much attention to, or something you've seen before,
Yeah.
then it's actually quite like a nice way to spend an evening. I used to love it when I was a kid. Like, well, not like maybe in my teens, I would love wrapping. I went full in, like making pretty
Really?
bows, and I had all this like crafting equipment so that I have some of it left over. Like, how old is this crafting equipment? It's kind of crazy, but I have this really cool like thing you thread like a fat ribbon through it, and then
Okay.
you pull it and it makes like loads of like it cuts it and it turns it into loads of like little like squiggly bits, and so that you can like tie these bows
okay.
and make these cute little squiggly things, and like it's really awesome. But yeah, it's so
I love
old
that kind
though
of
now.
stuff.
So old. Like I think my mom got it from QVC. She is the QVC
Oh,
master.
really?
So, yeah, my mom loves QVC.
I do
So,
love fancy wrapping. Like it just gives me a lot of joy.
yeah.
Oh, we should read out some of our listeners.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is that what you would say? Would you say listeners or watchers?
Participants, experienced members.
Experience members. I'm trying to do this. I don't think I have any. Oh yeah, I don't have any sound on my stories. Okay, so right, let's see. Oh, we've got quite a few on food. Okay, so I'll read through them. So we have stuffing. That's a good one.
Stuffing is awesome.
Stuffing's always quite popular. Chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh.
Christmas pudding with brandy butter. Yes.
Oh yes.
Savory, and so that was their sweet one, and then savory would be Brussels and bacon cooked in butter. So definitely things we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Hannah says Bailey's mini beige platter of food. I do love the like little like like when you get kind of the party packs and like the little bits of different food. I do like.
I know
having
they are
that.
good. They are good.
Cheese and more cheese
Yeah.
as well. I do love cheese. I think like cheese at Christmas though is like a newer thing for us. It's not been like a
Yeah.
traditional thing for us to have cheese at Christmas, but now we've gotten a bit more into it, and we make sure we have cheese. There's a few we've got sprouts, honey roast ham. Oh,
Yeah.
I love honey
I'm
roast
so
ham.
excited for the honey roast ham.
Turkey, cheese board, mince pies. Oh,
Mince
peppermint
pies.
bark.
Mince
Peppermint
pies.
bark. I forgot about the
Peppermint bark. I was trying to think the other day if I had any peppermint bark left because I did go a bit nuts. Like a year ago, I bought a lot of peppermint
Yeah,
bark.
remember
on
you
that
brought
trip.
me
Was it
some.
year
That was
or
like
year
the best
before?
day.
Year before.
It was like 2 years ago. Yeah, you brought me some, and also like you just didn't warn me. Like you just showed up with some peppermint bark and you
know,
just
you
whipped
were
it
so
out like
happy.
it was a normal thing. You were just like, "Oh yeah, I brought some chocolate," and I was like, "That's."
I didn't
got
go.
Ghirardelli's,
Do you know what?
like
One
peppermint
thing
bark.
like I'm really bad for is like buying candy for the future and then forgetting it exists. Like I just like oh yeah, cool. We'll buy all this candy so that we have it, right? And then so it was like 6 months later. I was like, I got peppermint bark. like what? We'll have to
That's
see if
funny.
there's any left over. I don't think there will be.
I love it.
But yeah, I know, and it's so difficult to get your hands on here.
So I did when I did the package exchange this year, myself and Jen did ask each other if there's anything that we really wanted. Hers was the Yorkshire tea because
Yeah.
she buys that anyway, but mine was peppermint bark.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm so excited to go home and open my package.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be
it's gonna be
amazing. I'm
amazing.
very jealous. Lint used to do when I was in Japan. Lint. There was a couple of Lint stores there. I remember I've told you this before, but
Yeah.
I had a really cool running route from my home. We used to live like relatively-ish to Harajuku, like close to Harajuku, and in Harajuku, well, sort of on Montesando, they had a Lint store. So I used to run to the Lint store, buy Lint, and then bring it home and eat
love
it.
it.
It was so
Love
bad.
it.
But they had I was fully addicted to their peppermint. They had a peppermint, white chocolate peppermint Lint, and it was just so good. It was so good, and I've not been able to find it at all since. And Liam and I were there just after Christmas last year, so I was like, let's go see if we can find it, and we just couldn't find it. So I don't know if they stop. In Japan, they're usually very good as like as soon as it's Christmas time, stop like take down all.
Everything's gone.
Yeah, everything's gone. So I don't know whether because we went straight after Christmas that.
You just missed
Whether we
it.
just missed it or whether it was temporary and they don't actually do it. So if you can get the Lint peppermint balls in your area, please let me know because I will
I would love to
try and see if I can ship it in from retailers in that country. So just tell me that they exist and then I will do the rest.
So the last few I have here are any form of potato, roast mashed garlic, even croquettes.
Fancy.
I am so with you there. Pigs in blankets, mince pies, yeah. So some really good staples there, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. We've not done too much on the run up to Christmas this year. I mean, we have mince pies in. Trying to think of some other stuff. You were eating stollen last time.
I was, and myself and Rachel are like putting together our M&S list for at home. So she'll go out and get some M&S stuff for
Do you ever
back
do
in
a
Ireland.
gingerbread house?
I've bought a set to do it, and then I didn't make it, and that's the only time.
Yeah. So I have done one. I baked it. I made it.
You baked it? Wow.
Yeah, it gradually fell apart over the course of like 3 or 4 days. Because you need a lot of like. I was like, now how do we stick this thing together? I think
That's
maybe
like
what
caramel or like.
Yeah, so we actually use glucose syrup. Excuse me about itch.
Oh,
and they actually,
yeah, okay.
we were using glucose syrup. I'm sure if you used icing and like, I think maybe what our problem was is that the gingerbread was too thick. We were supposed to make it very, very thin. So the icing was strong enough to hold it together, and the glucose syrup was strong enough to hold it together. But we gave it an attempt anyway. But I like that kind of gingerbread, and I like ginger snaps, which is a biscuit we have here in the UK.
I do like
but
ginger snaps as well.
these soft, very, very, like very spicy. I don't think it's just gingerbread. I think they put other spices into it as well, like cinnamon and nutmeg and other things like that. But they have in German countries. You know, they're very soft. Like they sell them sometimes in hearts with like icing piped around them. There's a name for them. I can't remember, but it's definitely got ginger in it. But I don't think it's strictly just gingerbread.
Yeah,
but
I think you're right. It's like
soft.
spiced. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I love that stuff. Actually, yeah, you know, to go to a German market this year to get some would be lovely. But I would not leaving my 4 walls. So
no, I would love to maybe like go abroad next year somewhere to a Christmas market if it's possible, like next December.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to Germany and actually go to like a Christmas market there.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, then go. 3, 2, 1, go.
So
Okay.
we'll move on to our I don't get
Aren't you
it.
supposed to clap?
Oh, I thought you were just I thought you were just I thought you were just like go. Like yay. Okay. So we just had a bit of a bit of an interesting interlude there. I'll probably include a bit of it just to give you guys a laugh. But yeah, so we do take kind of like a little bit of a pause, like halfway through, and then we resync.
So I can get a breath.
Yeah, we resync our stream by doing a little clap together. That's so funny. Anyway, moving on. So we'll move into our I don't get it.
Don't get it.
I'm definitely
I
gonna
don't
get
get
that soundbite. That's gonna be a thing for January. Do I go first?
Go first.
Okay, so I don't think you're gonna like it. But like, don't take offense.
We'll
So, I don't get on my Christmas dinner, not in general, on my Christmas dinner, pigs in blankets. Not because I don't like them. I think they're beautiful. I think they taste great. But they're like cocktail sausages. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're things that you have, like, when we were talking about the beige platter, like, that's where I expect to see them, not on my Christmas dinner. Like, I've already got turkey.
And delicious.
But like,
just the best.
But I've got my turkey, I've got my ham, I've got my potatoes, my veg, and I like pigs in blankets. But like, I already struggle with my dinner anyway. Like, I just think it's a bit. They're beautiful in their own right, but they don't belong on my Christmas dinner. And I know
Here's a suggestion: have like what if your Christmas dinner is like your second course? Like, I suppose some people don't have starter, but like anyway, maybe it's like a 0.5 course. So what Steven and I do is because we eat a lot, then we're sitting there nattering, and people don't really want dessert straight away, but like the pigs in blankets are still there, and the gravy bowl is still there.
Oh,
but then we get forks and we like skewer the pigs in blankets and dip it in the gravy. So good. See, it's like we just get the whole gravy bowl and we're just like dipping sausages into
and I mean, I do get
That's
it. Like,
horrific.
I think they're delicious. I actually
but
had
just
really
not
nice...
with your Christmas meal. Okay,
I
I like it. Each
yeah,
their
I just think like that they belong with all of the other like party food things.
Vol-au-vents. Vol-au-vent is like
Yeah.
the best word. Like that's just it's so fun to say
Vol-au-vent.
vol-au-vents. So
I'm glad you weren't too offended. But
I'm
yeah.
not too offended. You
just
may
don't
be
get it.
offended. Actually, I don't think that you'll be offended by mine. There'll be lots of
Okay.
people that are, but I think
Okay.
it's a nostalgic. I think there are lots of people who are offended by what I'm about to know. I think lots of people. I'm going to talk about a restaurant in Walt Disney World. Yeah, and I think lots of people like it, and I honestly only think it's because of nostalgia, and I cannot think of any other reason.
Oh, I'm excited
And
now. What is this?
It's Chef Mickey's.
Oh no, I totally agree.
I don't get it. So I was watching a lot of vlogs before I went with my brother to Walt Disney World, and it was the first time in ages. This was a 2016 trip, and everybody was so crazy for Chef Mickey's, and lots of people go on their last day. I think it was the vloggers that I was watching at the time, and so they were often going on their last day. So like I it was really difficult to get a reservation. I went, and it was like maybe it was 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe we were really tired. Maybe it was a lot of things, but they stuck us in this like table which was quite sort of closed off as well, and I like the contemporary resort as a kind of example of architecture of its time. It's like future architecture of its time, right? In the 70s it just must have been like this unbelievable thing, and I still think it's a really beautiful hotel, but I don't feel like there's been a lot of evolution on Chef Mickey's since the 80s 70s 80s time, like it just feels a little bit like I've stepped into the Goofy movie. And like, I don't know, the buffet was lovely. There was lots of variety, and the characters were, of course, super cute. I thought when you say you don't get it, doesn't like with the pigs and blankets, it doesn't mean that you don't like it. You just don't understand the hype.
And
I didn't get the hype.
No,
I
I
didn't
agree.
feel like it was worth waking up so early and
it's not cheap
doing
as
that.
well, but like I just feel
No.
like, and if you know, if you're willing to pay that price for the character interaction and for waving your napkin and stuff, like fair enough, you know, and you might have like kids that really enjoy it, or you just might really
I
enjoy.
can imagine for kids. They
Yeah,
really
you
love
might
it.
just really want those photos like of the characters in their chef outfits and stuff, but like the food is basic buffet. Like that's basic. That's the kind of stuff that you can go and pay like $6 at the Ponderosa. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
with like
I
a few
know.
things carved into a Mickey shape. Like, whereas you look at some other options, like Tusker House, for example, and the food is
Tusker House
so
is on a
much
different
better.
level, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
also have the characters, and it's the same price. And I get that like the Contemporary's a nice location, but like so is Animal Kingdom.
Oh, Tusker House is a brilliant. See, I give a pass to and more than a pass because I really like it. But I
Yeah.
really love the Crystal Palace. I know some people feel
Yeah, no,
similarly about the
agree.
Crystal Palace as they do to Chef Mickey's. But Crystal Palace is actually I always give a bit of a pass to restaurants that are actually in the park because you don't
Yeah.
need to leave the park. And I know some people are like, I like to leave the park to give me a rest and you know go chill or just be outside of the crazy.
But you expect it more of a
especially-
premium price, say, for the same offering in a park.
Exactly, because it's so convenient. And Stephen and I tend not to. When I travel with my brother, with Liam a little bit different. When I travel with my brother, we don't tend to like to leave the park. So it's kind of nice because the location is so good because it's in the park. The characters
Yeah.
are really amazing. Obviously, Winnie the Pooh characters, and I think the architecture of the Crystal Palace restaurant is lovely.
Yeah,
like I
it's
love
lovely.
that style.
And they've got good food. Like they
Victorian,
have, if you go for
Georgian
breakfast,
style.
I'm pretty sure they have people making up like fresh, like you know, they've got actually chefs like making stuff up like there and then that you
Yeah.
can get and stuff. And we've enjoyed breakfast there a couple of times. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think, and I know, I think, I'm not too sure. I think the variety at Chef Mickey's is supposed to be very good. I think they do have some people making some fresh stuff. And do you know what? Actually, you've done both, and I haven't. But you've done Boma, haven't you? Mm-hmm. And Boma's supposed to be really good. I think if I went
Great
back and I
selection.
was going to do a restaurant, like a buffet breakfast in a hotel, I would go to Boma and I would skip.
It's
Chef
really good
Mickey's.
value for breakfast as well. It's a great breakfast buffet option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
Yeah.
it. So it's real handy one if you're staying
That's
in
my-
the Animal Kingdom as well.
So I think if I went with some people and they were like, I mean, of course, if I went with family, they're like, we're going to Chef Mickey's. I'd be, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be like a bit
You
like,
wouldn't go out
actually,
your way
no,
to do it, like-
I'll do my 6 a.m. opening for Galaxy's Edge,
Yeah.
and you guys can go and enjoy. Actually, it's not opening at 6 a.m. anymore, but you know,
I
at the
know,
time, at the time, that's probably what I would have done. So, I will. So that's my I don't get it. For
We
this
should
week.
have
Or
your
this experience.
I don't get it of the experience. So speaking of the experience, we should have your Japanese word of the experience.
So Japanese word of the experience. So I've gone with a little bit of a similar one, but it's one that I think people are going to hear a lot. And so this is why I wanted to bring it up. So last time we did tanoshi, which is to enjoy, and tanoshimi, like I'm looking forward to enjoying something. And this time it is sugoi. Sugoi. Yeah, sugoi. And you hear lots of
Sugoi.
people go, sugoi. Sometimes they'll skip like
Sugoi.
that. Yeah, sugoi, sugoi. They'll usually su, when it's SU, it's very short, like a very short vowel
Okay.
sound. But sugoi, it's funny, if you look it up in the dictionary, it usually comes up with the terms terrible or dreadful, but it means it's usually terribly like amazing, like it's terrible in terms of extremity, not in terms of like being terrible. And
right.
it actually it's used most of the time for things to be amazing. So if you like watching the fireworks and you're just like, oh my god, this is amazing, then what you'd say in Japanese is sugoi, sugoi, like that would be the
no
amazing
way.
thing. Yeah, you see some like amazing animatronic or oh my god, look, it's Mickey, like sugoi, like it's that's the word that you'd use for that.
Wow.
And like actually there's so it's funny, so sugoi ends with an I, it's got an I at the end of it, and it's the same with tanoshi, has an I at the end of it. Adjectives in Japanese often, not always, but often have I's at the end of it, so it's another adjective. But lots of men, not usually women. It's funny with them, sort of feminine and masculine differences in languages. In any case, some boys will often say suge instead. So they won't say sugoi, they say suge. And suge is like an informal version of sugoi. So if you ever hear that, it's suge or sugoi, and that means something's really amazing. So,
kind of like a wow.
Tanashi for you.
Like.
Exactly like that.
Okay.
Exactly like wow. So yeah. So I said last time when you come off a ride, you could say tanoshikatta, like I enjoyed it. You could also say sugokata, like that was like amazing. That was so good. So, but anyway, if you're watching fireworks or anything amazing, sugoi is the word that you can say. Sugoi.
Oh, I really hope
it's really cool.
In the not so far away future, we're in Japan watching fireworks, and I can surprise you by just coming out with that word. Sugoi.
You'll hear it now, and it's weird. If you go to Tokyo Disneyland, you'll hear it everywhere.
Oh, amazing.
It's so common.
I like
common
that.
Word for
that was a good word. Good word of the experience.
Of the experience.
And while we're like actually going through with our formatted stuff, we should do our question of the experience. And we actually have a couple, right?
We have a few questions, because it's sort of like our last time that we were speaking about Christmassy stuff.
Yeah.
So Hannah from the channel Hannah Ricketts has asked us the question: would you ever go on holiday on Christmas Eve or even Christmas Day?
Me personally, no. Because I love being at home for Christmas.
Yeah.
In Ireland with my family, like that's just Christmas for me. So, I mean, if for some reason, like, okay, so Rachel was in Canada for a period of time, and like, if she had decided to live abroad, like somewhere that far away, where like you know at the holiday like annual leave situations like over there. So we already talked about, well, maybe we do Christmas in Canada, but it would only be out of like sort of necessity for the family to be together.
You'd go so much.
Yeah, I don't think that we would choose to go away Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but I guess you just don't know. Situations change, but certainly now it wouldn't be something I think about.
Yeah, so I have done. No, I haven't
Lots
gone
of people
on Christmas.
do though.
Yeah, I've been on Boxing Day. I've been on the 28th. I haven't been on Christmas. I don't think I've been on Christmas Day that much, but I have been away at Christmas. And one Christmas break, we were actually in Walt Disney World. And one Christmas break I've been in Japan. And actually, I think in both cases, I think I probably would have preferred to have done Christmas Day at home and then gone afterwards. And usually we could only do it at that particular time because people either working in school or people being in school. So it just didn't work out any other way.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, if you've got like, if it's school holidays, like it makes sense that you could choose that.
Yeah,
to go away,
exactly.
Right?
So that kind of has followed, like, because we got a few people in my family that work in a school that's sometimes the only time that we're able to go away. But actually, I have really, really enjoyed doing Christmas here and then leaving straight after. So Stephen and I, when we went to Tokyo that time, we left on Boxing Day, and that worked out really well.
That's true. That's a good way.
Yeah. It was very manageable at the airport. The massive prices for traveling just before Christmas had kind of subsided, obviously, because Christmas was over. And so that was good. Luke and Rich actually asked us a question from Eleanor Dreaming as well. Like, what would be your perfect Christmas if money was no object? And I'm really struggling to think of what a perfect Christmas would be that different than what I already have. Like, that's so weird, but I just like...
No, I agree. It's interesting, isn't it? But like what we just said about going away, like, because I wouldn't choose to be away, it's hard to think, well, even if I had loads of money, I still would I'd just buy better presents.
Yeah,
like I just
like,
get some really cool stuff for Christmas.
I mean, honestly, any extra money that I get with that is either really boringly, is either going to pay off my mortgage, and if I ever like stumble across like a load of money, I would buy an apartment in Japan. But that's it. That's I want my family there. I want to eat the delicious noms that we have every year. I don't want for many gifts, and like I'm just like I can't. It's not. it doesn't get like, okay, oh, I would like to be maybe like a fancy chauffeur to drive me to my parents' house and back.
Or do you know what, like
pretty much
maybe
it.
maybe like to have a really, like if you could have, I don't know, like a really cozy, like massive lodge house type thing that like you pay for it to be decorated perfectly, and like, you know, everybody would have their own like bedroom and space, and you could have like both sides of the family, and you know, like, and but you could still do all the traditional stuff. Like maybe that would be good. But like it's kind of hard because I guess because neither of us would really consider being abroad for it. Then it's like, well, what would you do with all the money? But then I like what you said about going away afterwards. And we went away on the 1st of January, the year we did Dopey. And I loved that because we caught the back end of Christmas. We missed the Christmas rush. It wasn't like super expensive. But we got to like kind of have Christmas time and break and then go on holiday. So it like extended like that kind of festive like family season.
Yeah. See, that actually did remind me. There is actually one other Christmas I haven't been at home, and we travelled to do a bit of a tour of some of the like western states or southern western states of the US, and with some friends. And actually on Christmas Day we were in Yosemite in a lodge. That's what reminded me of it. And so cute. And it was it was lovely in a way because it was all of our friends in this really nice really nice house, but also quite difficult because we couldn't have Christmas meals. So some people were like, we have to try and get Christmas meal together, and I was like, it's going to be pretty difficult for us to do that,
isn't it? Like,
so that was a little bit stressful.
You kind of want your M&S trays
really nice.
Exactly.
And it was like, so that's why, so even though it was a lovely experience, and we had such an amazing trip visiting like California, Nevada, Utah, and I think we were in Arizona a bit as well, but I think even so I'd say going afterwards, I think I'd spend it here and then go I agree, and then go.
I agree.
So yeah, that's good. We have one other question that I know we usually only do one, but there was one other question which I thought was quite cool, because Karen has some really amazing answers for this, and me not so much. So I'm in learning mode. But Mark had asked us, firstly, hope you two are well. We're well. Thank you for asking. What is your favorite coffee shop festive drink? That was what he was like. And Karen, you are the pro at the festive coffee shop drink. So teach me, Karen.
I do love a flavored drink, as you know.
Yeah.
Like for Halloween, it's pumpkin spice, but then for Christmas, I love the Costa Terry's chocolate orange hot chocolate. Last time it was out, actually, it was a caramelized orange hot chocolate, which I actually think might have been a little bit nicer. Last year they didn't bring it out at all, and I was devastated. But this year it's back a little bit different. But yeah, I just love the Costa hot chocolate. I love like orange hot chocolate is clearly something that I'm a bit obsessed with. So yeah, if they bring that out at Christmas, I love that. I do like the Costa gingerbread coffee as well. That's really nice. It's funny actually because like Starbucks has been my go-to for Halloween drinks, but then Costa here in the UK for Christmas drinks, I feel like they do better. Like I think Costa does a better gingerbread coffee than Starbucks. But then over in the US, when I've been during this time of year, they did a salted caramel mocha.
That sounds good. That sounds really good.
And we're like, you know, in America, like you get like and like it's a mocha, so it's a little bit decadent as well. So my dad actually got it, I think same year, the year we did Dopey, I'm pretty sure. He got it in the airport on our way over. Nice. And I think we were like, myself and Rachel were trying the strawberry acai drink, but my dad got the salted caramel mocha, and like we tried it, and then that was our drink for the rest of the trip because it was so good.
Nice. That sounds so good. I would have that. The Terry's chocolate orange one does sound really interesting.
Yeah.
I actually think I can get Costa Deliveroo here, which just sounds ridiculous.
I know it's not.
And actually, I know, but I mean, I got Deliveroo plus Deliveroo extra Deliveroo, whatever the thing is, where you just pay a certain amount of money.
It feels real bougie.
I know. I was just like, we can have
even
a free,
though it's like £2. You're like,
I know. It's just like it's not. I know. I don't think it's £11 a month or something, but it's like because we would have a delivery once a week anyway. I was like, I mean, it probably works out a saving, so I should just do this anyway. But yeah, we'll have a look at that. But the chocolate orange one sounds amazing. When
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking
really good.
about this, like if I have any answers, there's actually a coffee shop a coffee shop or a hot drink like kiosk that they have at train stations in London. You may have seen them, called ATM. Is ATM?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's or AMT. It might be
AMT.
AMT.
It is AMT.
AMT.
ATM.
So, ATM, so AMT, and oh my goodness, so their coffee is decent, right? I love it, but their hot chocolate selection is unbelievable.
Is it?
And they used to have this hot, well, you still do have a hot chocolate with marshmallows, and so that would be the thing that I'd get. I'd be like, oh, we're going somewhere, like on a train, like we're going to see Liam's family or whatever. So that means we're going to a massive train station. Let's get hot chocolate from AMT. Like we have to do it.
This is news
And a
to
few
me.
years ago,
I'm gonna have to try it.
Oh, they're
next time.
amazing. The hot chocolate's really, really good. Actually,
Okay.
you can tell me because I have a velvetizer, so I think like my hot chocolate
chocolate
connoisseurness
game
is
is
like
good.
relatively
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, you perhaps have more experience in this than me. But yeah, I love the AMT coffee,
Okay.
the hot chocolate. And then a few years ago, they did a mint, like a mint hot chocolate, and I
Oh, yeah.
absolutely adored it. The mint hot. I've been like really into mint recently. Like it wasn't a big thing, like mint chocolate chip ice cream and this kind of thing. Absolutely adore it. So anyway,
Yeah.
their mint hot chocolate was really good.
And,
Their Mexican hot chocolate also really good. The one that's spicy.
Oh, that sounds great. And like Costa are doing an after 8 hot chocolate, so I imagine that's good.
That's not. Yeah,
So-
that's that. Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe I will get.
Maybe we
Costa
need a little,
delivery.
little trip to Costa. My favorite hot chocolate though of all is from Butler's, the Irish coffee company.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
they
love
do
that
really
too.
well.
So
Yeah.
that kind of reminds me of Christmas, even though it's like all year round. But I just
Yeah.
like, I feel like I must have mostly gone for it in December. You know, that's
Yeah,
probably just
makes
when,
sense.
Yeah, because I think you know, before like growing up, you know, we wouldn't get to Butler's very often because it's not like the kind of place that's in every town. It's only in like big shopping centers or like in the city center. So it'd be like
Yeah.
when we were going to do like January sales shopping or like Christmas shopping, you'd get a Butler's hot chocolate.
I know there's very few places in London where they have his Butlers, right? They have a Butlers, I think in Westfield and stuff. But yeah, I know. And in some airports and stuff. But yeah, they're really, really popular. People really like them. I need to try it.
You know what I don't like though, which a lot of festive drinks, it's why I don't like the Christmas ones. I don't like nuts in coffee.
Oh,
Like I don't like
yeah.
any sort of nutty flavor. I like hazelnut especially, but like yeah, I just don't like it. I don't think it goes well with a savory.
I
with a
really
sweet
love
flavor in a coffee.
praline, which
No.
is hazelnuts, right? But yeah, I
No.
get what you mean. I guess I don't like it. I know there's like a nutty coffee is really popular in America. So like not
Yeah.
sweet. It's just it's made with I don't know, nuts are used in the
Pecan.
process somewhere.
They
I
have
don't know
lots
how
of
they
pecan
make
coffees.
right.
I think.
And so yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Like I don't.
not for me.
I'm not not as a fan of those things.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a nutty syrup in a coffee for a really long time. So.
I always just avoid them.
Yeah. So but I will try some of your recommendations. If perchance I get to a train station this year, then maybe I'll get an AMT hot chocolate. But I think perhaps we'll be enjoying the Hotel Chocolat Velvetizer at home
Oh
this year.
yeah, of course. So okay, to end it with a last question that I've just come up with because we've been talking about drinks. What is your favorite festive alcoholic beverage?
Oh, I'm a simple soul. It has to be mulled wine. So,
I do
absolutely.
love mulled wine.
Yeah, it has
But
to be
for
mulled
me,
wine.
I think it's Bailey's in anything.
Yeah.
Bailey's on ice, Bailey's in a hot chocolate, Bailey's like for breakfast, Bailey's in a coffee as well. I love a Bailey's
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Bailey's probably wins out for me.
I know, and I can imagine that eggnog would probably be high on my list, but I'm always too lazy to make it. So eggnog sounds amazing. I have had it. It's been a really long time.
Really?
But
I don't think
at
I've
least
ever
here, mulled wine is
had
really
it.
popular. Eggnog, yeah, because it's made with avocado, right, and eggs, and it's very creamy and nutmeg.
It
I
just
think's in
it just
as
doesn't.
Well,
I think it's the sound of it that really puts me off. And then I had Ghirardelli did an eggnog chocolate,
uh-huh.
and it was horrible.
It was not your thing. I would try it if it says something like do try it because I mean
I will. No, I will try it. I'm very like open-minded. I'll try.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. It's because it is creamy and spicy, if I can remember correctly.
Oh,
and,
okay. I didn't know there was spice
and
in it.
alcohol-y. I'm pretty sure there's spice in it. Like I'm gonna have to look it up afterwards now just to make sure. Anyway, eggnog sounds like the type of thing that I would really like, but I've only had it very few times.
I feel like
and it is a faff. It's a faff to make. So
yeah, is it a bit? It's kind of like one of those Marmite type things. Like people either love it or hate it. So let us know in the comments down below what your opinion is of eggnog, but also like let us know some of your favorite festive drinks or food, like whether it's savory or sweet, because I love hearing, especially from people like that don't live in the UK or Ireland, you know, like you get to hear like about local favorites that maybe just aren't even a thing like where we live, but also
or like sometimes variations, because like mulled wine is a variation of I can't remember what they called it they call it in Germany, but they have a mulled wine type of thing in Germany a lot. Glühwein's in Germany, right? And I don't know if there's like regional differences between how we prepare it and how they would prepare it in Germany, but it's like that's one of the cool things about going to Christmas market in Germany is just like mulled wine everywhere.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I do miss the markets this year.
Technically Glühwein. Yeah. There will be another year.
Exactly. And this
and it's
year
happening. It's happening.
Yeah, exactly. It is happening. And I feel like, you know, it just gives us time then this year to appreciate being at home and being with loved ones and stuff that we can see. And yeah. So I think on that note, that's probably a good place for us to end.
Yep.
And so myself and Natasha will be back in January. Keep an eye on both of our Instagrams. That's where we tend to keep you updated for the new experience of the new
year. Another experience.
I think what we were saying is we'll probably end up making this like a bi-weekly thing. At least to start out with, and then we'll take it from there. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. I hope you all have
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah, and have a lovely new year, and we'll see you in January. Well, I mean, you'll see me tomorrow. Because I'm uploading Vlogmas like every day.
Oh yeah, have fun with that, Karen.
But you will see us together in January.
Yeah. Cool. Exactly.
Thank you so much for watching. I will
see you on your premiere on Tuesdays at 7.
Yeah.
Exactly. Vlogmas, wow, that's a crazy amount of work. Good on you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can do it. Mm-hmm.
We're halfway through.
You can do it. You can do it. I believe, Karen, you can do it.
I think we're doing okay. We're getting through.
I haven't slept, but it's fine.
I'm through the worst of it now because now I'm coming up to my time off work. It'll be so much easier.
And then that'll be much easier. Yeah. Vlogmas was working. Wow.
Yeah. Vlogmas was working like crazy hours. Not my smartest idea, but it's been fun.
No, you love Vlogmas, and you're so good at it.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Yeah, watch Karen's Vlogmas.
Oh, thank you. Well, listen, everybody. As we said, have a great holiday season. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in January.
Okay, see you everyone. Happy Christmas, happy holidays.
Bye.